Alright. Everything should be set up. Let me just make sure that this does not cover my whole screen. So, give me a second. I'm going to have to take a look at what games are going to be forwarded into our current vote. It'll be pretty straightforward to pull them from the Discord. Steam Manager. Have a new poll. Going to add some games that I feel like they would be good, not only those who received the many upvotes that we have. I certainly take that into consideration, but since we recently embraced full dictatorship in terms of long play suggestions, I'm more than willing to add things that I would like to see as well. You will still have the final word though. You'll see. Look. And the last game. Hello, Kerry, welcome. Glad that you could make it for the voting. It's gonna happen pretty soon. Hey Morris, welcome. Okay, the poll should be up. So, why don't you take a look? So, we have some games here. There will be some time for you to decide. You can use your channel points for extra votes if you are so inclined, because we fully embrace the oligarchic system, that is. Haven't you played StarCraft 2 already a couple of times? Yes, I did, but not as a long play, because as a long play, I will have to actually suffer through playing Hearts of the Swarm and through Kerrigan, which is something that I'm not pumped up by, but the Protoss are actually not that bad. I think Artanis is incredibly naive as a person, but overall, I haven't played Legacy of the Void on stream, and that can be pretty good. You just spam a bunch of Void Rays. Hey, friendly computer, welcome. You are aware I would be playing CSA though, right? Yeah, it's the long play vote. Now we decide what games are going to be played, or what game is going to be played for the foreseeable future. So, let's briefly talk about the games. Why CSA? I think it's much harder in terms of the campaign. You just get less resources overall. I like that. And also changing the course of history is, in games, usually something I'm more inclined to do. Yeah, and it's much harder because you get much less recruits. You actually have to scavenge for weapons, otherwise you are... yeah. So, let's talk about the games. Rise of Nations. It is an RTS game that is sort of similar like Age of Empires in terms of you developing an economy and having all those things like city building aspects. However, it is different in a resource gathering sense because you only can have a limited number of people on any resource at a given time. So that makes it more in terms of like like intensive or whatever, I think. There are also various eras. You go basically from like Neolithic age all the way up to like the future, I think. And yeah, we are going to be playing a world domination, I think, if that wins the vote. Hello Super Cheese, welcome. Yeah, here it is currently evening. It is 18:20. Another day. Yeah, it looks like Rise of Nations lobby is very strong. Just chatting. Yes, we are doing the long play voting. We are not playing Caesar. It's just a background. Yeah, I suspect Letterington is the person who wants it. It's actually a viable strategy if you save your points and then sink them into something you want to see. Because people should have a lot of salt crystals. Hey Rombig, welcome. Yeah. Slender, oh, I see a bits icon on your name, Letterington. You shouldn't have. But it's your call. You can of course use bits if you are so inclined. I think the votes are 300 per pop. Yeah, he's breaking the piggy bank. I'm of course grateful for every donation, but I don't really feel like we should sell out, so I am also interested in people spending their points. Tales from the Borderlands from parents, so rubbish soon. Yeah, I think you talked about that. So it looks like Ultimate General Civil War has 7 votes, StarCraft has 3 votes. Battlestar Galactica doesn't have any, Sunless Sea has 0 as well, and Rise of Nations has a whopping 150, with 94% of the total votes cast. It's a team effort. With Baron, yeah, I hope he finds time for it. Haven't seen many Baron streams recently, but I guess he's very busy. So hopefully he will find some time soon. Oh yes, we have 1,000 unemployed citizens. I think we also have a culture spam block. He doesn't have any exciting Season 3 maps. Well, there are exciting Season 3 maps. He hasn't won them all yet. The ones that I've made, at least. Started on min. Yes, Greatfall has been finished. That's why we are having the vote. Otherwise it wouldn't be possible. The last episode, we played it today. It was 2.5 hours long, I think. Maybe almost 3 hours. And it was a grueling experience. The late game on Extreme is pretty extreme, to say the least. Especially the last boss. It took like 20 minutes. Yeah, the vote should be available. People just hate the unemployment. Okay, not much you can do about that. Yeah, Greedfall has become quite a slog in the end. It really did take a while to do. Also, like, I totally think that playing the game for the first time is actually good as an experience, but it doesn't really hold up very well in terms of replay value. So that's something to be considered if you want to get the game. Probably worth it to pick it up on sale or something, but I probably wouldn't invest into it if it's still like $20 plus DLC. So you're gonna give it one shot, basically, I think. And the game itself is like, if you do all the side things, I think it's like 50, maybe 55 hours with all the DLC. not bad, but if you've seen much of the stuff I did, it probably will ruin your experience as well. So, it depends. Not planning on buying it yourself. Yeah, it's a viable strategy, I think, for some of these games. Just see some of the votes, and just check it out. The story is not bad, but if you've seen a bunch of it, I think the experience of actually playing it would be quite ruined, unless you wait a long while until you do it. Hey Lizard, welcome. Yes, somebody really wants Rise of Nations. We know who that somebody is. It's our very own Letterington here in the chat. And yes, piling up points and then spending them all at once during a vote is perfectly viable if you want to see something played, as is in all other channels who actually have votes like this. But I consider it just another way if you don't want to save up for a dictator. Longplay is actually something that's like a bigger commitment even, because it's gonna be played for quite a while. Yeah, the dictator is only 4 hours though, so you get more this way, basically. Yeah. I think the rigging of the elections is actually even more valuable. But it can be countered. If people really don't want to see something, they can pull together points to just stop it from happening. But I suppose Rise of Nations isn't to like a varying degree disliked by that many people. Yeah, Letterington did bits as well. I don't have very expensive votes in terms of bits because I don't feel like that should be a thing, but they are still available, of course. Yes, there is the Conquer the World Grand Campaign, which is going to be played. Yeah, not everything can make it to the long playlist, which is a viable point, Morris. That is a very viable point. Okay, so it looks like Rise of Nations has won. Let's take a look at the breakdown. That is it. View results. Yeah, looks like I have to click on the breakdown. 2 people have pulled together in Rise of Nations. Looks like bits has been donated by Letterington, and it is 1,480 bits. That's quite a bit. I thank you very much, Letterington. I will certainly make sure that I give the game a very good shot. I haven't played it in quite a while, and I'm sure I like it because I like RTS. Yes, 150 votes. It's quite a bit. So Democratic Way wouldn't have any like chance. You would have to do channel points, which is 300 salt crystals per one. But if multiple people vote for it, it is totally possible to overturn it. And Friend Computer has donated some channel points. Let's take a look at Ultimate General Civil War. Also Friend Computer. Looks like other people have voted for the other games, but nowhere near enough. Some channel points were contributed, but it wasn't really that much. Democracy is too overrated. Yeah, I think we shouldn't really just have 1 vote per person. If people want to spend their channel points on this, or even bits, that's fine. I'm okay with that. As well as the customary thing to do in Baron's old way of doing long plays as well. I think this is a better thing. I think Jake has it as well, even though his votes are actually insanely expensive. So he does remove a lot of points from circulation with each vote. So okay, let me add a note to our long plays. New long play is Rise of Nations. I'm not sure if there are DLCs for the game. There might be, right? Gotta remove it from the queue. Alright, and as is customary, we should actually play some Rise of Nations. However, I'm gonna have to download it first. Expansion comes with the Steam version of the game. Okay, that's good. Only get the gold edition nowadays, which comes with the expansion. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna download it and boot it up. If it works fine, then I'm gonna stream it. So I'll post in Discord so you can be notified. And thanks to everybody for participation. Even though, even if your votes actually didn't win, I still appreciate showing me what you like to see. Always important, I take note of it. I've tried doing long play votes, but I find Dustovich is the only one that votes sometimes. I'm there yet to get people to vote, plus I'm not as dedicated as you to your long plays. Yeah, I can go to insane lengths to fulfill them. A single long play option, download and install. Shocking. Yeah. Yeah, you missed it, Metaling, but I think there wasn't much you could have done to stop it, unfortunately, because that we had 150 vote swingers for Rise of Nations. So it's not a bad game. I'm looking forward to playing it, but there are other games as well, which I consider cool. So I'm gonna be back with Rise of Nations soon. I just have to make sure it works, and then we can take a look at it. The first is probably just gonna be playing a skirmish game, so I can actually like get myself familiar with the game again. I haven't played it in ages, but after that we should be ready to just begin. So again, thanks to everyone for participating, and see you around. Bye.